Hello everyone, this is Terry. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Amethystastrotarot. And I'm a practicing astrologer and a tarot reader. So for your professional reading requests, you can always contact me through the links in my profile. Having said that all, today what are we going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And hopefully you will be all listening to that. There's the Jupiter retrograde period in Gemini. To give some information about the technical details, I may say that today, it already the planet of expansion, growth, lives, meaning, freedom, optimism, philosophy, sometimes arrogance, exaggeration, and many more also qualities that could be associated with Jupiter station retrograde at 7:04 UK time, and this retrograde period would be like the degrees, which degrees of the Gemini. It's from 21 degrees 20 minutes to 11 degrees 16 minutes, and it will continue until the 4th of February 2025. So we are talking about 118 days of retrograde period. So retrograde periods are generally time to reflect on our actions realized during this direct phase when the planet is in its normal direct motion. And it's a period to slow down, to give a break, and in case of Jupiter, maybe to reconsider our beliefs, our growth strategies, and the meaning we give to our journey in life or in certain area of our life. And to decide in that sense what to reflect on, what we can think about more, what we can reconsider, it's good to again remind ourselves of what Jupiter in Gemini means, so that we can think of the things that we have done so far in Jupiter in Gemini in a certain area of our lives. That would be a quote from the time that I have talked about Jupiter in Gemini when that period started on the 26th of May, again this year in 2024. So there may be a lot of different expressions about Jupiter in Gemini. We might go on a curious journey. It's like, because Gemini is curious, no one wants to learn, etc. Um, and the Jupiter could be like really long-term travel, or it can be a philosophical journey as well. And we may find ourselves also going down the rabbit hole because we want to learn, we want to understand and search and everything, know all that to satisfy that curiosity. But the question is that how far should we go? How much should we dig? And what should we do with all that is coming out of that rabbit hole? And there can be a tendency to grow, expand our knowledge, to pass information, because it's like at the end of the day, Gemini is an air sign, and it's in a way in a medium. I'm like intermediary. Also, there's kind of mediumship and that kind of thing also related with the air signs. And in case of in Gemini, all this traffic of knowledge, etc., information is the informant around. But again, the question is like, what is the limit? I believe that to decide on that limit may be crucial. In Jupiter in Gemini period in general, we may become more verbal in expressing our beliefs, especially in social interactions. I'm still talking about the Jupiter in Gemini period. I will come back to retrograde period again, and we can understand better how mental exchanges and stimulation mean for us in a certain area of our lives. And I believe that publishing or broadcasting may increase on Monday level, more books, more podcasts, more interaction with our nearby communities to exchange our ideas and to gather information or to expand our knowledge again. But of course, what if exaggeration or arrogance kick in? Not the best, of course, but we may find ways to avoid any overexpansion, pushing the limits too much attitudes. And so coming back to retrograde period, as I said, it's 118 days of reflection to think about what we have done from 26th of May until now, and to reflect on everything that we have done, depend on the area of life where Jupiter where Gemini corresponds in our natal charts. I mean, it's like we have to see the house where Jupiter in Gemini transit is happening. I mean, and then understand if we have done anything so far, and if there is anything that needs to be fine-tuned in this sense, or if we had made some mistakes with our strategy of growth, or or expressing our beliefs, or maybe too much freedom search, or too much expression of freedom. I don't know if it exists. I mean, too much freedom, expression of freedom. But it's like if there were things that were that we think that it could have been done in a different way, then it's a really good time to reflect on that. And except Gemini, if we have placements in mutable signs, which are also Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, again between these 21 degrees and 11 degrees, this could be a really an impactful and important period for us to get, I mean, not advantage, but it's like to get the fruits of this interval, this slowdown period of Jupiter in Gemini. And there is one, before I finish this, there is one more interesting about Jupiter in Gemini when it is retrograde. Of course, it will have lots of other interactions, aspects, and with the rest of the sky during this period. But there are times that actually Jupiter in Gemini, I'm because looking at my notes, sorry for that. Jupiter in Gemini, we have to think that Mercury is very important when we think about Jupiter in Gemini direct or retrograde period, because Gemini is traditionally ruled by the planet of Mercury, and we know that it moves quite fast, but there are like famous urban legendary retrograde periods of Mercury that makes everyone like, Mercury retrograde period is coming, type of thing. And when we look at those periods, as I said, I mean, since Mercury is the what they call dispositor of Jupiter in Gemini, how Mercury moves has an impact on Jupiter in Gemini as well in that sense. And the interesting thing is that Mercury will station retrograde from 26th of November until 15th of December in the sign of Sagittarius. So this means that Jupiter and Mercury in that period will be in mutual reception. What does mutual reception means? It means that they are going to be actually in the opposite signs that they are ruling, and also they would be both in detriment, like not very comfortable where they are, and that they are going to oppose each other, exactly oppose each other on the 18th of November, 4th of December, which they would be both retrograde, and 26th of December, which could be important parts, because if you are thinking that they are in an interaction that, like, especially on the 4th of December, like, um, both slow down and both in a reflection period for different things. Maybe Mercury in Sagittarius is like a more free type of thinking, and then Jupiter in Gemini, we are talking about maybe freedom of expression and everything. At the end of the day, they look like different but the same, and maybe we have to find a middle way where this opposition happening in our chart, so that we can, in a way, find a balance and find parts that are beneficial for us from both Jupiter and Mercury, what they bring with their slowdown, with their reflection in those certain area of life. So I think that's really important to think about this periods as well. So I hope that we can all really benefit the this period, this break that will come towards Jupiter in Gemini in a certain area of our lives. So all the best. Bye bye.